So, welcome back to Redfield Blog. My name is Speedcube, and we're going to continue our playthrough of indie survival horror Ghostship Aftermath. When we last left off, we just received our second objective, which was to go down to the oxygen replenishment system on the bottom of the ship.
Head down the stairs. Deck 7 is at the bottom of the ship. Carefully. I can't get the motion sensors up and running, so stay frosty and keep your eyes peeled.
So let's make our way down these stairs and see what horrors await for us at the bottom. Now, enemies can't get into the stairwell except from floor 3, which we have passed already. I've only ever encountered a monster once in here. It was a zombie. It was stumbling around up the stairs, but most of the time it is empty. So we can just use the flashlight periodically to see where we need to go. So here we are at the bottom. This is deck 7. I'm just going to check beneath the stairs just to see if there is anything. Nothing there. In case you were wondering why I wasn't running in the previous video, you can run, but not for very long, because Jake, the character that you're playing, is in a heavy spacesuit with metallic boots, and running also uses up 4 times as much oxygen.
Look around for the
I'm just
replay
making
system.
sure there is nothing nearby. Oh, I could hear a bug somewhere, so I'm just going to see if I can despawn it. Sometimes by leaving an area and then going back in, you can actually despawn currently active monsters. It's likely that it'll still be there, and I can hear some growling up the stairs. That's quite ominous. Okay, so let's see if this bug is still nearby.
Pressurizing now.
I can't hear anything.
Look around for the replay system.
You know what, this zone, I've been to this zone quite a few times now. It always reminds me of Laser Quest or Quasar. I used to go to those places when I was younger. I don't know why, because Laser Quest and Quasar never had giant open areas like this with empty alien eggs, but I don't know, something about the design of the walls, the red pipes, the metal. I do have to say the music for this game is incredibly atmospheric. It's really creepy, and it's not so ambient that you don't hear anything, or you barely notice it. But it's also not dramatic enough to be totally in your face. It is quite subtle, and the jump scares in the game are perfectly timed to some of the musical cues, or vice versa. And I think in some places, especially on Deck 5, where you've got the environmental processing rooms, the music really does remind me somewhat of Dino Crisis on PS1, especially with the kind of high-pitched piano elements to it. If we go there on this playthrough, you'll see what I mean if you're familiar with Dino Crisis. So I'm just carefully checking the area, just making sure there's nothing hiding around any corners. This game is absolutely great at ambushing you or boxing you in, so it's really important that we don't get caught out. So the oxygen system is in this room. It's at the far end, and we can come back down here as many times as we want / need throughout our playthrough.
This is the oxygen replenishment system. Oxygen replenished. Alright, let's head up to the bridge on deck 1. See if we can access the captain's logs and find out what happened here. The bridge is on deck 1. in operation.
Okay, so this is our next objective, to go right back to the top of the ship. I've done this scenario before, it seems to be very familiar, so if, spoiler alert, but if everything goes according to plan, we'll be going back up to the bridge, and then we'll need to come back down to medical on floor 4 to pick up the doctor's logs. I've never actually found the captain's logs. They always appear to be missing when you go to the bridge, or the console's broken so you can't access them. And generally, to move the story on, going to medical, we'll get the doctor's logs and allow you to get the next objective. But I think there is an achievement for actually finding the captain's logs, so I've still not found them. So the bridge is a relatively straightforward area. There's a lot of long corridors so you can see what's coming, and the bridge itself is quite wide open. Medical, on the other hand, is a bit of a nasty floor because it's full of lots of side rooms, curtains, beds, etc. And I have been ambushed there numerous times. But there is quite a bit of ammo, so it's that risk-reward trade-off. Always just check floor 3 just to make sure nothing comes into the stairwell. I have had bugs burst into the stairwell as well as that zombie in the past, but it is rare.
Compartment is pressurizing.
So what happens here is usually there'll be a group of zombies to the left. They'll start to give chase.
Head for the bridge. Carefully.
And I can hear them. Here they come. They're far away, so we should be fine if we just walk. And then up ahead we should be able to pick up the laser rifle, which is okay. And then, there we go. And then there's usually a few bugs around the next corner, or the next couple of corners.
Movement! It's close! It's on that deck!
Yep. Okay, so Dave's telling us there's something coming. This is usually the insects. I can't see anything, so I'm going to just leg it round the corner.
There! Close!
I can't see it.
Lots of them.
Can't
They're
see
heading
it.
straight towards
There we
you.
go. Ran out of ammo straight away. That was a rookie mistake. Should have reloaded. This could be it. It's so hard to hit them when they're that close.
Okay, this is the bridge. The captain's console is the one in the center of the bridge.
Okay, so we probably would have died if we'd not had the armor. So we've lost 25 hit points, which is okay. I can live with that because there is a med pack usually down this corridor behind us to tactical.
Looks like the terminal is locked down. Asmi could have unlocked it, but the captain's secure card could unlock it. Have a look around the bridge. See if you can find it, or the captain.
So he just clipped through the railing there. I thought I was going to be able to shoot him where he was, but no. Just like the guy on the barrel in the first video. So we should be safe in here for a while. What's probably happening up the top in the bridge is the zombies are trying to double back on themselves because they know we're in this direction, rather than intelligently loop around into the bridge and then come down here. So we'll just have to be prepared to either shoot them on the way out or run around them, lead them in a loop around the bridge and then head back towards the stairwell. So here we go again. Just going to use the laser rifle because it will recharge, it will save us on some ammo. So look, they're about the same as the SMG. 5 or 6 headshots normally are enough to kill a zombie. Zombies have about 300 or so hit points, I think, but I'm not quite familiar on what the weapon damage is. All I know is that the shotgun does 600 or so damage, which is the strongest weapon in the game, but you have to be right up close to use it. And I've only ever got the shotgun once. I actually started a playthrough once with it, which was incredible, but I wasted it on early enemies of the game. Should have saved it. What I'd like to do is work out actually where the shotgun normally spawns. I know the battle rifle spawns on floor 5, but when you get it, you usually have to fight through a whole horde of zombies, so it's that, is it worth the ammo I'm going to spend on those zombies just to get it? I don't know. Okay, we're good for now. Those kind of weird echoey growls you hear after you defeat a zombie.
Movement! It's close!
Okay,
It's on that deck!
that's usually another bug coming. I have no idea what that noise is. That's scary. I'm out of here. Sounds like wind. Killer wind. And I'm not talking about the I've just eaten a curry variety.
Well, when you find the captain's card, we should be able to get access to his logs. Let's see if we can access any medical logs. Head to medical, deck 4, operation.
Check out that music. That is so Romero. It's like straight out of Dawn of the Dead.
Compartment is pressurizing. Hang on. Have a look around. Look for a screen with logs on the system.
Right, so this is medical. There is a quarantine section in here which needs a code, or I think you open it from the security area. I don't know what's in it. I'm assuming it's a hard monster of some sort. There is an achievement, I think, for opening whatever's in there. I'm not going to bother on this run. I'm not going to take that chance. I might try it on another playthrough, but I'm not going to bother with this one. I'm just going to head straight to the lab at the end of the corridor. That's quarantine there. I'm going to keep checking around, make sure nothing's sneaking up on us. And then on the way back, I'll probably check the medical base and see if we can pick up some ammo without getting ambushed. But for the most part, I've never encountered any enemies in this area, so I'm just going to check around these side corridors because I've never been around these side corridors. I've only been in the central lab where we pick up the logs, so I just want to see if there's anything around here. So that's over there where those yellow readouts are. That's where we have to go in a minute. I do love the atmosphere in this game. From the music to the creaking of the ship to the breathing. It's amazing. I'd love to try this with a VR headset. I bet it's quite terrifying because that's what this was designed for. There doesn't appear to be anything here. I don't know how much of this game is kind of just open nothing, or whether every room serves a purpose in different scenarios. So you might need to come into this section of the med lab for something at some point, or whether there is just random ammo and weaponry. From what I've seen, apart from occasionally, weapons do seem to spawn in the same place each time. There's been some times where you won't pick up a weapon in the usual place, but it is the minority. Most of the time I can always guarantee weapons will be in the same positions. Clips. So kind of having to use the kind of crouch button to get up there onto the bed. So instead of like crouching, press the crouch button and you sort of jump. So in order to trigger this next kind of interaction with Dave, I need to get past this bed. The bed's so long I can't go around it, so I'm trying to get over it and it's not letting me. Oh, no. I think we're on the bed. Are we on the bed? We're sort of trying to get over the bed. It's one of those little frustrating bugs. There we go. So this next bit's going to be pretty long.
That's it! It's locked down too. I can override this one though. It's just a privacy protocol I can hack. Give me a moment. Alright, that's it. Playing the last 6 logs in date order. You need to stay close so I can record the logs. Playing the first log.
Well, today was just another day on the force. Woke up from cryogenics, not in the best of moods. Then Higgins decided to throw up all over me again. It's 3 times in a row now. Either he has serious freezer issues or he fucking hates me. I'm curious to what's happened though. There's still no contact from the colony. I hope it's not another case of the Tyrrhic plague. The captain is hiding something. I'm sure of it. I've served with him for 4 years now, and I've never seen him so on edge. Even at the Battle of Sidok. I know when something's not right. I just get that feeling. Captain Frank signing off. All prepped here in medical. The Marines are about to launch on board the space station. I've expressed the firm fact that helmets must be worn at all times. We don't have a clue what's happened there. And if it's some sort of disease, then I want our troops protected and no quarantine issues when they come back on board. I'm ready here for whatever we need to treat. Captain won't let me go on this mission. He wants me here on the ship. This is one of the missions where I may be more needed with the drop crew. He's never asked me not to go on a drop before. This further raises my suspicions. There's something he's not telling us. Captain Frank signing off.
Well, I've seen a lot of alien life around the galaxy, but I've never seen anything like what we have in Medbay 1. We lost half the Marines to these little critters and to other strange creatures. All the aliens I've seen have had some resemblance to a lot of the species back home on Earth, but these things, they're different. It's different. It's very different. In appearance, it looks like some sort of giant insect. Whatever the fuck they are, they took out half our Marines in less than 5 minutes. I'm doing an autopsy as soon as Lieutenant Jacobs is back from Medbay 6. A few of the Marines made it back unharmed, but most of them who made it back are in medical. They all have some sort of fever. Jacobs is looking into it. He should be back soon. I normally complain my job is boring, and I never see much of the action. But today all that's changed. Captain Frank signing off. Well, the autopsies confirm my suspicions. Those things are alien. Even by alien standards. I've done a full audio recording of the autopsy, and I'll follow up with some more tests. They have no internal organs. I mean, not even a brain or a heart. My God, I don't even know how they breathe. They have bones, which are made of some sort of polarized silicon. They have an exoskeleton, which makes them a tough son of a bitch. They don't seem to have any weak points, as they have no essential organs. I'm running some cell structure tests, and some biometric tests. We should be getting something back soon. The surviving Marines mentioned at least half a dozen different types, not just one like we have in Medbay 1. Captain Frank signing off. The last 6 hours have been, well, busy and scary and damn right weird. That much has happened. I just don't have time to make a full log. I'm making this log because the shit has hit the fan here and I don't know if we're gonna make it. The aliens, they are everywhere. It looks like any contact with these things is contagious. There's an infection spreading which is turning everyone against each other. I'm sure the infection's airborne. We're picking up some unknown traces in the atmosphere composition. We've locked up the Marines and crew which have been bitten in the quarantine area. We've carried out 2 autopsies on infected crew. From the outside, they look normal. From the inside, they look normal. But they're definitely not normal. There's still cellular activity in the dead infected crew. It looks like... Well, it's too early to say. If this is my last log, leave this ship if you're still alive. Signing off. Captain Frank. Tyler Frank, Chief Medical Officer, CDF Goliath. We're evacuating the ship. The captain's declared the ship lost and is remaining on board and setting the self-destruct. We've been authorized to use the life pods. We're gonna blow all these fuckers to hell and hopefully pick a safe zone on the Icarus planet as far away from the colony as we can. From there we can await a rescue. It's the only chance we have. Captain Bailey's gonna take out the orbital and then scuttle the ship. Despite how he's acted recently, he's still my friend, and I respect his decision to go down with the ship. I left him one of the MK4 prototype plasma rifles in the supply room. No doubt he may need it. I told him I changed the code to 8978, so I hope he remembers it. He may find it very useful when he heads back to the bridge. I'm attaching this message to the CSBBEL system, so somebody back home will pick this up in the remains. We've had to destroy the ship, the space station, and we need to nuke the colony site. Recent tests have confirmed that these weird alien creatures are genetically engineered, I'm sure of it. I don't know how they got on the colony or the station, but they breed at an alarming rate. As well as the aliens, there's the infection, which has to be related somehow. We need more time to study it, but time's what we don't have. I have to go now. But if you get this message, then come and get us from the planet below. We'll last around 2 weeks with the food rations Perry's managed to collect. He's a brave guy. Signing off. Captain Frank, Chief Medical Officer, CDF Goliath.
I'm picking up a problem with cooling tower 3. It's overheating. I estimate that in about 30 minutes, the secondary heat exchangers are going to blow. If that happens, it's not good. It will probably take out the Goliath. You need to get over to cooling tower 3 in engineering pronto and see what we can do. The cooling tower 3 can be accessed in engineering deck 2. Be quick, Jake. We don't have much time.
So that's our next objective, get to engineering. So we're going to leave operations now and go into another part of the ship. And as far as I know, there's 2 ways to get there. Well, once I've got over the bed. There's 2 ways to get there. So you can go via the main corridor, where we first entered the ship, or the sub-access corridor, which is on level 5. The sub-access corridor looks just like the main corridor. It's just on a different level. But it is usually swarming with monsters, and every time I've tried to go through there just to see what's through, I normally end up dead. So we're going to go via the main corridor and see if that's any better. So oxygen is already back to 70-something minutes. It seems to be going down quite quickly. I didn't realise I was up here that long. So I think before I head off that way, I'm going to go back and just get a fresh supply of oxygen. Don't know how long we're going to be over in engineering for. And I also want to just check some of these side rooms. I think we're okay for ammo. If we're on our guard, we should be fine if we are attacked. It's just when something boxes us in from behind that we're going to have a problem. We've still got armor. That's good. So let's try Medbay 1 and see what's in there. It's all quiet so far. But it's just whether moving further in the room is going to trigger a scripted spawn. So just because it's quiet doesn't necessarily mean we're not going to bump into anything. So I've seen some clips there. Not sure what gun that's for. Did my SMG clip count go up? I don't know, I wasn't paying attention there. A couple of med kits, which is okay, we don't need them, and more ammo. Again, no idea which gun they're for, but we've got extra ammo should we ever find the gun. Right, so we didn't get ambushed, that's good. But does that mean we're now going to be punished later instead? But even though I've done this scenario before, or at least these objectives in this order before, the monster spawn points have been different. Last time I went into Medbay 1, I encountered some of those naked zombies. This time it was empty. So you never quite know what you're going to get. And I bet the mortuary is like full of zombies. You just know it by the name. So I think we're going to actually end the video here. It's been quite a long one, and it's a good place to stop because next time we're going to be heading off to engineering. So join me next time, and we'll see if we can survive the main corridor and actually get into a new area of the ship. Until next time.